Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to another video. So in this one we're going to take a look at the painful process of beating boss Green Lantern for my secondary account. As you know yet, I don't have on my secondary account Deathstroke or Bed and Flaps, and Deathstroke and Bed and Flaps are going to do a wonder in this fight because a huge deal that makes Finalizing Sakura not be so great here is because this dude's got the damage cap like boss Green Lantern, so his percentage health damage is going to be stopped by the damage cap, so you're going to deal, instead of, let's say, the 30% health damage, you're going to deal only 3% on each third special, and Deathstroke and Bed and Flaps have ways to bypass that and deal their full amount. You'll just need to hit it for more times because they don't get that percentage value depleted from their available pool. But Finalizing Sakura is different because he can only do that percentage health 3 times in the fight, regardless of if it's capped or not. So yeah, that sucks. I do have Raven on this account, but that's a gearless Raven, and nah, bro. Gearless Raven, I don't even want to try that here. It's just straight up not gonna work. So King here dying to Supermove, have Nora Snow Globe, but the clone seems to die. So usually you wanna tank Supermove with King, let him die and get the clone in there. But in this fight specifically, you just don't want to do that, because after he does the super move, he's going to do his long basic attack hit combo and unavoidably push you in a hazard and kill you by the end of it. I literally don't think there's anything you can do if you get killed by super move into a clone so you can make that clone survive. Yeah, that clone died again. We're just gonna speed up the process. Clones are not having the best of times here, and it's not even about the hazards on the ground. Like, if the hazards did not exist, the clones would still suck here, because it's about his moveset and the things that he does. So when you're trying to find openings against a character, you're going to want to engage a combo on him with the King clone after he does, let's say, a jump attack and doesn't do a special, but this dude almost always does a special after a jump attack, or after he does a swipe right, but this dude has a very, very long range swipe right, so it's very hard to position yourself close enough so that you can engage a combo after he does a swipe right, but at the same time far enough so he doesn't hit you with his swipe attack or his special one. So the clones are not gonna have a great time. Here we're going to use the League of Anarchy team. We have Classic Superman in order to reduce the defense of the enemy. And something that I'm going to show you in another fight, and it's quite visible. This dude is going to... I mean, he was always like this, so I'm not calling it a bug. I'm not even sure if it was intended as a feature in the first place. But the thing about this dude is that he doesn't start as fortified. I don't think it's mentioned anywhere that he should have the fortified buff that makes him have maxed out defense. But I think he retains the defense that he gets from the special one. So basically, special one is going to give him also defense, and while that's active, you're going to do no damage. But even if that's inactive, you're still going to do absolutely no damage to him, because he seems to retain the defense regardless of the active or non-active of the buff. We had Nora Snow Globe on Classic Superman, so that gave us a few damage buffs with Joker, and he's got reduced armor, so that should help us out a bit with that. And we're going to try to push him in the corner. So on EPI, I think I have a level 1 fodder box. Like, they're not gonna survive too well, but after we get his ass in the corner, we're going to be able to... also, you can kind of combo and chop him with less of Joker, but after one hit, but it requires quite some reflexes, and it's not going to be a reliable thing, so only do it if you're comfortable doing it. Don't push yourself to do it here, it might lead into you losing the fight. I did push myself a bit to do it there, because I wanted to get the super move out of the way, but I'm going to transition into a safer gameplay as soon as I get the option to do so. And boy, he's annoying. His basic attack combos are indeed very annoying. But the way that defense reduction works in this game is going to be if it's applied by defense reduction debuff, like for example the Classic Superman passive, not by burning. Burning is going to reduce the current defense of the enemy, while defense reduction is going to place a flat debuff on the enemy so that at all times they are going to have minus a certain amount of defense, regardless of their defense at that point and regardless of their defense afterwards. And while you can't decrease the enemy's defense below 0, so you deal bonus damage, let's say if the enemy defense is going to increase after you have applied the defense decrease debuff, it's going to apply to the newly increased debuff. defense. So that's there to stay. Right now we pinned him in the corner. This is the infinite combo that I recommend if you're using the League of Anarchy team. And Joker died, by the way. Like, this was not the best League of Anarchy fight I had here, but for some reason was the one that I put in the video. But yeah, we can block 2 hits into a Joker tag in. Though what I recommend you do, I did this because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to do in the left time, but if you're coming back to this video when Dawn of Apocalypse is back and you get this to fight this dude quite early, I only recommend you use here the Confluent Sacrament. Of course, if you have Deathstroke and Batman Flash, use them, but if you don't have those two, just use the Confluent Sacrament team and the Batman Ninja team and cycle the League of Anarchy team to the next tier bosses because they do far better. I think the best damage I got out of the League of Anarchy was 110 mil in a better fight that I was unable to find. Here we're going to speed up the Batman Ninja fight. I think this was one of the better ones. Like, I messed up far worse in some other fights with the Batman Ninja team. But yeah, basically what we're gonna do is pin him in the corner. We don't care about the dots that we take, and we don't really care about his defense because we reduce his defense, and we can to an extent combo interrupt him. I think I'll do better in the last part of the fight because it's kind of hard to get used to combo interrupting this dude, but once you get used to it, it's going to be far easier to an extent. But yeah, it's after you can do it after 2 hits, but I really don't like to do it against this dude because this is one of the characters that has a weird two hit combo, because his first hit is going to hit you once, but his second hit, as it was of you playing the character when you tap the screen a second time, is going to do 2 attacks. His second hit is going to do 2 attacks, and after that, after 3 attacks in theory, 2 attacks in practice, when you should combo interrupt him after 2 hits, but you can do it after 1 hit. But yeah, I'm not doing the best job here, but it doesn't affect us that much on Catwoman, and I think I would have a far worse time if I was to back off into a block, because I would constantly get my 3rd special triggered against my will. And you can see that we're getting better at this. It's improving towards the end of this. By the way, what I'm using is a level 8 Fatherbox, pretty much on all the fights that I did here. So that's a reference for how many passive stats I'm getting. 130 mil, that's definitely not too bad, not too bad. Okay, so for this one here, I'm going to actually go ahead and use Enchantress to try and get rid of the hazards. So Enchantress is going to remove the hazards that are on the ground permanently with her 3rd special. And yeah, by mistake I used there her 2nd special, or what I actually did, I think I tagged in and then figured out that I didn't have enough energy for 3rd special and just did a 2nd special so she doesn't die. The Enchantress on this account, I just got it randomly from Solaraid rewards, so she's got no gears at this point. I think she doesn't even have level. I think she's literally level 1 3-star gearless Enchantress, but the passive of the 3rd special works regardless, so we're going to attempt to do that. And there we go, first 3rd special, we got that hazard there removed. You gotta do it for every single hazard. I mean, you don't have to. Ideally, you want to clean up one side of the map and try to stay in that specific side. I'm trying to get rid of this power drain hazard here. There we go, 3rd special, that got removed. But it takes a lot of the time of the fight, and honestly, I don't think this was worth it. I really don't think this was worth it at all. Something that I could do, though, honestly, I don't really know how it exactly functions because I never bothered to read that description of the ability. But while you are in the Enchantress hazard, it says something like immortal or something. So what I could do in theory is like use Enchantress, push this dude all the way to the right corner, do a SP3 with Enchantress, and then tag a very damage Confluent Sacrament. Though he wouldn't die if that immortality works, and I wouldn't get the... There's no way I'm getting the clone immortal, is it? Nah, that was a stupid idea in the first place, so never mind that. So I'm trying to get King killed, there we go. We got him killed here. Now pushing with a clone, 3rd special. There we go, it got a 3rd special in there, so it's already going better than expected. I'm backing off, and there's no hazards, but that doesn't matter. That clone just died. And there's no way to really tell if you'll use SP1 or not. It's simply just trying to get a vibe of it, get the feel of it, and there it didn't work. Right here I'm just backing off, there's no point in trying to engage with him if I don't have enough energy. But I can't back off too much because if I get into other power draining hazards, and there we go, his long ass swipe right attack. I'm just gonna speed it up at this point. I just wanted to show you this fight to showcase how Enchantress hazard removal works. Is it useful for this team? No, not really. Is it useful for any team? Not really, because look, every single fight that has hazards in it, usually you have a way of dealing with the hazards without using Enchantress. I literally can't think of any fight in the game where the most optimal team involves using Enchantress. Because there's a lot of ways to go around hazards. And yeah, for this fight I'm unironically using Firestorm, my dude. We're using Firestorm. Because his passive grants me some dodge resistance, and that's going to be somewhat useful here. And this was a fight that will deal absolute garbage damage. And I mean, actually, I don't think he ever gets to activate his special one to get the defense, but the damage is still garbage. I mean, he will eventually get to do it, but the damage is still absolute garbage for this team, and compared to how much we did in other fights. So I think he literally has maxed out defense by default. So it's nothing like armor lingering, defense lingering. Nah, bro. He's got maxed out defense, but they just don't want to tell you. But this damage is garbage for Collector. Like, we did those fights, those SP3s. I mean, this is not as high combo. We're doing at max combo 3 mil for each part of the heads. And let's say now we have far lower combo, and because of that, it's going to be reduced damage. But bro, it's not going to be that reduced. This man's full of defense. He's got 75% defense by default. So yeah, tread with care when you fight him and consider defense reduction. So yeah, those were kind of all the teams that I used. I mean, I didn't constantly use Collector. I used him against boss in other tiers. I didn't constantly use League of Anarchy either. I eventually cycled them out. Mainly Chicken Flan, Sakuman, and Catwoman, and Venom Flaps and Deathstroke if you can do that. Now we're going to get into the next fight. I split this one up 2 times. It's gonna be the last fight. It's got some health left, the health that Collector left me with. By the way, if I did not manage to crop that properly and the damage didn't show in the previous clip, it was 13 mil damage with Collector, so absolute dumpster fire damage. So Catwoman pinning him here in the corner. There's special in there. Got hit a bit, but it's okay. Engage the combo, combo and chop again. And yeah, he blocked there in the middle of my special. But what can you do, my dude? What can you do? The rewards are garbage. Like, look, guys, we got legendary promo something, and hey, don't leave yet. I have something to show you. If I was to make a video about this fight and call it the perfect Silver Banshee fight, nobody would click that, and I know it. It's my job to know what you guys will and will not click. That's what a YouTuber does. But this fight that I nevertheless really want to show you, because this was a perfect, and I'm not exaggerating, Silver Banshee fight. It doesn't get better than this. So yeah, third special in there, SP1. Reverse Slash is doing a wonderful job in this one, stealing power. Re-engage the combo, third special yet again. Level 8 Firebox, level 1 Dark Mail cards, those are going to be the artifacts that we're going to use. Power Girl in there. I did not want to tag Reverse Slash there because it wouldn't have been a beneficial power swap, so we want to take advantage of that. Somehow I did not fail to combo and drop with Power Girl, which is quite a wonder to me. That usually doesn't go well. Reverse Slash in there with another beautiful power swap. Everything went well in this fight in regards of the luck that I had, and everything went well in terms of gameplay. Like, this is just perfect. I can't take my Silver Banshee team to further lengths than this, at least in Dawn of Apocalypse with this artifact level, and I'm just proud of this fight. Reverse Flash back in there, building a long combo. You can tag sooner if you're using All Blades still on Silver Banshee, but with Reverse Flash would rather build a little bit more combo. At the same time, I don't think it's worth it staying in there for more than almost a full combo. I don't like finishing my combos in a swipe because if I do so, then my Silver Banshee tagging depends on a ghost step, and I don't like that. So I got Reverse Flash in there, swipe right, 3 hits, block, 3 hits, swipe right, 3 hits, and Silver Banshee third special, block into jump attack, special 1, block into tag in, and repeat. We just do this for the entirety of the fight. We're going to keep her on the guaranteed crits area. So the only variable really is the lag that we get on fast tech chance hit with Reverse Flash. And I didn't really keep count if we were lucky in that regard as well. But bro, that's like pushing it. That's at that point like being ungrateful. Oh guys, everything went well in this fight, but Reverse Flash didn't really get his fast attack hits in properly. So a lot of the Silver Banshee third specials were on a rather low combo now, bro. That'll be bullshit to count for that. But I'm just proud of how this went. Just look at this. In our fights, I would have randomly fails in terms of combo chopping with Reverse Flash, or random failed timings on the blocking, and I would get hit. But no, Here, everything went well, and this is the benchmark for Silver Banshee, and a little bit of a spoiler, so we can talk a little bit about it before the video ends. It's going to be, I think, 92 million or something like that, and this is actually my fourth highest damage team, but still very, very good. They deal lower damage than the Justice League team and the Collector vs Superman team. They deal higher than the Justice League team and the Collector vs Superman team, but at the same time they do lower than Batman Ninja team, Kim Flan Sacco Man team, and League of Anarchy team. But yeah, all that being said, thank you so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you dislike it, subscribe for more content like this, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye!
This is the future.